Hey everybody, how's it going? Today I figured I'd sit down, kind of go over my cook system and give a little bit of a review on what I've got. I've got the Sahara Salior Ultralight stove and the Ozark Trails 3-piece cook set. Neither one of them are extremely expensive because, like I said, I'm just starting out, so just kind of seeing where I go from here. But I've used both of them now a few times, and I just kind of figured I'd go over what I've got. First is the the Sahara Salior stove. Believe it or not, it's a little bitty thing. So far, I've really liked it though. It works really well, and actually, believe it or not, it's really quick too. And this is actually pretty neat. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's got its own igniter, and it makes a big difference for me anyhow. It's one less thing I got to carry as far as worrying about a lighter failure or something like that, or anything of that nature. It's full of water really fast. I'll fire it up here in just a little bit and show you how it works. But it comes in this really neat little container, and believe it or not, all of my cook system all fits in the same little pouch. And it's actually inside of the pots. I also have the Ozark Trail. It's a 3-piece cook set, is what it is. And it's nothing extremely fancy by any means. The cook stove I gave $8 for off Amazon. And the pots here I gave $9 for at Walmart. Of course, you see the big pot. It's got a fold-out handle there. And I'll go over it more here in just a minute. Of course, the lid and just another pot. That's all there is to it. Nothing major. Serves my purpose as well, though. I don't have to worry about anything because when I hike, it's just me, and it'll fix my dinner, no problems. First up, we'll talk about the Ozark Trail 3-piece kit there. Things I really like about it is actually pretty light. It doesn't take up a whole lot of room in my pack. In all honesty, when I go by myself, I don't even take the bigger of the 2 pots because it's just me and I only use the small one. I only boil my water in my pots. I actually cook everything in bags and use my little cooking bag for that. And I actually eat out of a Ziploc bag. But it does everything I need. The only thing I've got really complaints on the cookware set is there's no meters in it as far as to letting you know how much water you're putting in and stuff like that. There's no cup marks, I guess is the way to put it. And but what I've done is on the inside of them, I've took and actually scored just a little bitty spot. You might be able to just barely see it in there. That lets me know where my 2-cup mark is, because almost everything I fix uses 2 cups of water. Go figure that. But it boils it fairly quickly, believe it or not. The lid is actually really handy because it actually fits both pots pretty well. Another thing I'm not a big fan of on these is the handles. Yeah, they look decent, but when you really look at them, you can tell there's not a whole lot to them. And believe it or not, you better be careful when you grab hold of them if you've actually been boiling water on it, because it gets really hot really fast. And I learned that lesson the hard way the first time. Afterwards, started using my shirt. So just keep something between you and those handles, because even though they look like they should have some kind of cushion there, there's nothing to keep the heat out. Of course, then we got the Sahara Salior, the little ultralight cook stove. It's done really well for me so far. I've had one issue with it the whole time I've had it, and that was, I don't know if it was my fault, I turned it on too heavy, or if it was internal, but it started just spitting fuel out pretty bad. I had to shut it back off, and as soon as I relit it, no problems. A little scary at first whenever decides to start spraying fuel out, but apparently that's I'm not going to say a common issue, but I've noticed a lot of people mentioned it on them. Of course, one of the things I really like about it is that right there. No big deal. Spin it right around, and then the igniter over here. Another thing I like on these is the little fold-out pegs here. My pot's a little bit bigger pot, so I need them to flip out there a little better. But the little igniter is really nice. match right up. Like I say, it's done really well for me so far. Now we'll just see how long it takes it to boil 2 cups of water. It's been pretty steady, around 2.5 minutes or so for me. But we'll see what it does today. Pot's on there. Get her cranked up. And here we go. Let's see what it does. Just over 30 seconds, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's actually already starting to be some bubbles forming and stuff like that. So it's getting warm pretty quick. Just over a minute in now. Not quite there yet. Getting there. Almost at the 2-minute mark, and it's starting to get a real slow boil to it. Wait till we get a good hard boil going. Alright, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Look at there, we've got us a boil going. And that's my cook set. Is it the best? No, probably not. I'm sure they make a lot better out there. But for right now, it works. It's cheap, and it was in my budget. Honestly, it does everything I need right now. There may be a day where I need bigger or lighter, so on and so forth, but for right now it works. My biggest, I guess, the pros to the setup is how small it is. It's great, it fits in my pack really well. It works well, obviously. And the cook set, the pots themselves, you know, they work great. They have nothing really to them, but they work. That's the main thing, and they were cheap. And the stove hasn't let me down yet. But you know, the little striker on it is really great, actually, because I don't smoke. Very seldom do I carry a lighter, so it was actually something for me. I went out and bought a bunch of lighters just to put in my pack for the just in cases, of course. Now the downsides, of course, is the stove has sprayed fuel before and wouldn't ignite, so that was kind of hairy. The pots, of course, don't have any markings on them, so you're not really sure what you're filling them up unless you mark them yourself or carry a measuring cup or something of that nature, which would be that much more I'd have to carry, so I'm trying not to have to do that. I just marked it myself. The handles, of course, could use some work, but in all honesty, what's the big deal? You can actually take your shirt off or anything, a rag, and pick it up and you're fine. Like I say, they do everything I need. It's just a few little things I'd like to see different, and I'm going to work on them, and if that doesn't work, I will upgrade to better equipment probably eventually anyhow. So for 18 bucks, I can't complain. That was everything shipped to my door, no less. So if you're in the market for cheap, reliable gear, it seems like this would be the way to go. And that's, you know, really and truly all I've really got for those. So till next time, maybe I'll see you on the trail.